Hi friends, in this video we will understand the difference between Spring Singleton and Java Singleton. It is very important to understand this because if you understand this, then you will get to know in Spring applications where we can create Spring Singleton and where we can create Java Singleton. Even though you work in Spring applications, there will be some situations where we have to create Java Singletons only. There we cannot use Spring framework, where we have to work with Java Singletons only. Yeah, if you know the difference, then you can choose between these two. Okay, so let's get started. So basically Spring Singleton is single instance per IOC container. So IOC container or application context. Okay, so it is a single instance per IOC container. So let's say if we have multiple IOC containers, then we will have multiple instances, each one per container. Okay, so within the application context or within the IOC container, it is single. But if you have multiple IOC containers, it is not common to all the IOC containers, but each IOC container will have its own single instance. Okay, and whereas Java Singleton is single instance per JVM. So for example, if you take an entire web application or entire standalone application, there will be single JVM. We won't have multiple JVMs, right? Only single JVM will be there. So this single instance will be single per JVM. That means you won't have multiple instances per JVM. You will be having only single instance per entire JVM. Okay, let's get into the IDE. So to demonstrate this, I have set up a small project. This is a standalone project only. So we will go through one by one. So if you see this line here, what I am doing, I am actually creating an application context, right? So here I am passing an application configuration class. So let's get into this. So in this configuration class, I am actually creating a singleton bin, but nowhere I mentioned it as singleton. But if we don't mention it, we know, right, it is by default singleton only. So I am returning the email service bean here. Similarly, if we come to the second application context, here I am creating one more application context, that is IOC container. Here I am passing the other application configuration, that is 2, application configuration 2. Here I am passing application configuration 1. Here I am passing application configuration 2. So if you get into this, you can see the same email service bean I am creating, right? So in the application configuration 1 also I am returning the same bean email service only, and here also I am returning the same email service. So for now this email service is a plain empty class only, but for demonstration purpose we don't need anything, just class name is fine, empty class is fine. Okay, so the same for the same class in this application configuration I am creating a bean, and in this application configuration 2 also I am creating the same bean, but both are singletons only, right? So as per the definition, the singleton instance per bean, that means if you request, let's say if you will come to 14th line, this one, so I am requesting the email service bean from application context 1, that is container 1, so it will return the instance. So if you continuously ask the bean from the same context, you will get the same bean. That's what we saw in Spring Bean scopes video, right? But if you request from application context 2, do we get the same bean? We will get a different bean, because that is singleton per application context 2, not for application context 1. So if any application has multiple containers, then we will have multiple instances, but that will be anyway single instance per container, but multiple instances we will have. Let's say I am requesting email service 2 from the other application context. Can we check whether these two instances are same or not? Definitely we will have different instances, because email service 1 is coming from application context 1, email service 2 is coming from application context 2. So this is what we need to understand. So that is singleton only, but within the application context it is singleton. Okay, that's what we need to understand. And if you come to other one, I have created a separate class email service singleton. So this is a Java singleton. Okay, I created it. So what I did, we know, right, how we create singleton. different ways we can create. So I created with early instantiation. That means when the class is loaded at that time itself, this will be created anyway. So what will happen is here, I created a private constructor, we know, right? So we don't want any user to create multiple instances, so that's why we created private constructor. So the only way they can get the instance for this class is through this method only. So we made it static. So using the class name, they can call the get instance method, so they can get the instance of this email service singleton. So anyway, this is a design pattern we know, right? So this one, if I request multiple times, here I am requesting first time email service 3, again email service 4, second time I am requesting. Multiple times you request, you will get the same instance only within the JVM, right? Whereas if you see this email service 1, email service 2, we will have different instances because they are belonging to different application contexts. But email service 3, email service 4 belong to, we will have same instance because they belong to the same JVM, right? Here we don't have multiple JVMs, but here we have multiple application contexts. That means multiple IOC containers, right? So there will be some situations where we cannot use Spring Singleton. We may need to use Java Spring Singleton classes like this. So this will be same across the entire application, irrespective of the IOC containers. We will have a singleton instance in the entire Java application. Okay, this is what we need to understand, the difference between these two. But if you understand the difference, other differences, like if you see this email service 1 and email service 2, we will have singleton instance per this container, singleton instance per this container. This is fine. Who are managing this, who are creating the instance for this, and who are managing the life cycle of it, who are injecting the dependencies. Let's say email service 1 needs some other dependency, who will be injecting that, who will be doing that? Spring will be taking care of. So our work is reduced here. But if you create singleton instance in Java, you have to manage this. You have to create the instance, you have to create the class, and if there are any dependencies also, you need to inject them manually, programmatically, right? So some manual work will be there anyway if we have to create our own singleton class. So this is what we need to understand. Okay, so that's it. If you like this video, please like, share and subscribe for more videos. Okay, thank you.